don't matter, it's the times and the memories. Now that ass getting fatter, and I know it's because of me.
What's up, YouTube? It's Promising K, and today I am going to be telling y'all the story on how I found out I was pregnant at 14 and what my mom's reaction was. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, y'all. So, it was like December 4th. And I was like waiting on my period, and of course I didn't get it. And I was just really wondering, like, why am I not getting my period? Because I get them at the beginning of the month. And so I was just like, I was questioning myself, like, why am I not getting my period? Could there be something wrong with me or something like that? And so the last time that this had happened, it was because of stress. That's why I didn't get my period. So I was just like, okay, maybe it's because I'm stressing. And I was stressing because, it was December, and it was the last month of the semester, and I had to make sure I had on my credits, and my grades weren't looking right. So I was stressed out, and so I was just like, let me just relax and wait another week just to make sure, because sometimes they can come late. So I'm waiting and waiting, and fast forward, the week goes by, excuse me, and so I'm waiting and waiting. I'm just like, okay, it's still not coming. And by this time, I'm really not feeling well. I start feeling like I have to throw up. My stomach was really hurting. My chest was like really tender, like it hurt to move. I was just like, I feel like I wasn't in a good position. Like I was feeling so bad. So I started talking to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, I haven't got my period, and I'm not feeling good and nothing like that. And he was just like, are you pregnant and stuff like that? And that was the last thing that we wanted at the time. We were just like, no, we're not pregnant, that's not, no. So we just let that option go, because I was like, there's no way I could be pregnant. So the next day, my family had a family gathering, and my boyfriend wanted to come. So he came with me, and he told me that he had got a pregnancy test and from one of his family members. And so he had gave it to me, and I went in the bathroom, and I'm sitting here laughing and giggling and stuff, because to me, I'm taking it as a joke. I'm like, there's no way I could be pregnant. Like, no, like, I was just like, like, that's like, it just wasn't in my mind. So I take the test, and I laid it flat, and I was waiting for it to like show up, and I had seen one line. I was like, okay. And then it kept going, and it was 2 lines, and I'm just sitting here like, no, there is no way that I'm pregnant. Like, there's no way. But when I was like, when I read the box, and it was like 2 lines, is you're pregnant, and I was like, no, this still not right. I was like, because the box don't even say this is 100% accurate, knowing I ain't never in my life seen no box that say 100% accurate test. I'm just trying everything to just know the fact that I'm not pregnant. So but once I actually, like, I read it, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'm pregnant. And when I actually let that sit in, my heart drops to my butt. Like, it dropped to my butt. And I felt like I was gonna cry. Like, I had this feeling in my throat. I don't know if it ever has happened to y'all, but I felt like I was gonna cry, and I could feel it in my throat, because like it just wasn't coming out, like, but it was like stuck in my throat. I don't know if I ever felt that before, but it was happening to me. So I go and I put it back in the box, and I close it up, and I put it back in my pocket, because I had some big old pants on, so they couldn't see it. So I go and sit down next to my boyfriend, and he looks at me, and I gave him that look, and he knew what that look meant. And he was just looking, and and I told him, I was like, I'm finna cry. And he started laughing. It wasn't like a ha. It wasn't like a hard laugh. It was like a smirk type. And I was just like, stop laughing, because I was scared. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like, I was thinking about track. I was thinking about my life, my parents, you know, like I was just like, and he was just sitting here smirking. I'm just like, stop laughing. He was like, I'm not laughing at that. So I was like, I'm finna cry. And he wrapped his arm around me and stuff like that. He like tried to comfort me, but didn't want to make it too obvious, you know, that something was going on. So yeah. So the night we sat there and chilled until the night was like, night was over, and then we dropped him back off at home. And I come in here in my room, and I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at the test, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm just letting it sit in. And so, no, it's the beginning of February. And so my mom had, was downstairs on the couch, and I had went down there, and it was the morning that, you know, I was supposed to go to school. And so I had got a picture from my boyfriend of this card that he had got, that he was getting for his birthday, for his past birthday, or getting for whatever. And so I went down there and showed my mom, and I was like, Mom, look at this card that my boyfriend's gonna get. And so she was like, oh, okay. And she looked, and she took my phone, and she kept scrolling. And I was just like, and she was like trying to turn the phone away from me so I couldn't see. And I was like, Mom, can I have my phone back? She's like, what do you need your phone back for? Is there something in here? And I was just like, no, there's nothing in there. No, ma'am, there's nothing in there, and stuff like that. She was like, oh, okay. And so she like was scrolling like really, really fast, like through the messages. And she kept scrolling. I was like, she already got past through the point of where I said we were talking about when I was pregnant and stuff. And I was just like, where you scrolling to? And she had stopped, and she read the part when I had lost my virginity. And she read it, and she was like, and I could see it in her face that like her face just dropped. She stopped. Her heart probably skipped the goddamn beat. Like, but I felt so bad, because I felt like I let my mom down, because, you know, I'm the oldest and I have to set step stools for my siblings. So I just felt it. And she was like, I'm keeping his phone. And I was like, okay. And she told me, she was like, I'm hurt, because you could have told me when you wanted to take that step in life, and I could have helped you get to this point, or gave you something to use or something like that, stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And I go to school and stuff, and yeah, and then that day goes by, and then another day goes by, and then she still has my phone. And I'm telling, I have to figure out how I'm supposed to tell my boyfriend that my mom has my phone, and I can't text back. So I finally get my friend's phone, and I text him off of Instagram, and I'm like, look, don't text my phone. Mama has it, and she will read the messages and stuff like that. And I didn't want my mom to find out that I was pregnant through messages, because I knew that was going to hurt her more. And even seeing her reaction to me losing my virginity, she was hurt. So I was like, I didn't want her to find out like that. So I was telling him, don't text the phone. So I was thinking in my head, like, how can I talk to him? And I was like, I have a laptop. But I was like, how am I texting him off a laptop? And I remember my friend from 7th grade, what she used, and it was Text Now. And I was like, that's the most embarrassing thing to use, but I need it right now. So I did my little thing. I made my account and stuff like that. And so I had texting him off there. I was like, my mom has my phone, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, she went through the messages, and she was like, he said, so she knows you're pregnant. And I was like, no. And so the day goes by, and I go to school again, and I get hit in the face with a dodgeball. My glasses break, and the wire goes inside my eye, and I have to go home. And so, because I cannot see without my glasses, far away things, because it makes my eyes strain, and it gives me a headache. So I ended up having to go home, and I spent the day with my mom. Fast forward, we get to Walmart. Okay, she goes to the hygiene section, and she picks up a pregnancy test. And I'm like, is my mama pregnant? And I'm sitting here thinking in my head, like, is my mama pregnant? Why is she getting a pregnancy test? But I didn't say anything. And so we get home, and I rush to the bathroom. And I go pee because I had to go to the restroom. And so she had got the test. She was like, Kelly, tell me when you have to go. Tell me when you have to go pee. And I was like, I just went pee. And she was like, why you didn't come in here and get this test? I was like, I didn't know that it was for me. And she was like, well, next time you have to go to the bathroom, you need to let me know because you're going to take this test. And I was like, oh, but I'm not pregnant. She was like, well, if you're not pregnant, then you shouldn't, then there should be no problem of you taking this test. So I was like, okay. And I knew by that test that I took that I was pregnant, but I didn't want her to know yet. And it's already been like, you know, who knows, because I don't know when I got pregnant at that, didn't know when I got pregnant at the time. So I had came back upstairs in my room, and I texted him, my boyfriend, on the computer, and I was like, she got a pregnancy test. And I kept on avoiding the test, and I had to start to go pee because I have drinks in my room, and my brother was in the shower, and it was just all coming to me, and I had to start going to the restroom. So I'm looking around in my room like, where can I pee? And I was like, I'm not finna pee in here. Like, it's nasty. I'm not going to pee unless there's a toilet, and the only toilet is downstairs. So I'm like, so I tell my boyfriend, I was like, I'm just finna go tell her because I have to go to the restroom. And he was like, all right. So I go down there. And I sit on the couch, and I was like, Mom, I gotta talk to you. And she was like, okay. So I said, JJ, that's my brother. And I was like, can you go to another room? And he was like, yeah, because I didn't want my brothers to know yet. So I sit down, and I tell her everything I just told y'all pretty much. And she looked at me. And when I told her that, and I was like, I didn't get my period last month, like, all her emotions just dropped. I'm talking about, like, I could tell she was disappointed in me. Like, she couldn't even look at me. Like, she was just looking down, and she just shook her head, and she was just, I could tell my mama was hurt. And it hurt me because, like I said, I feel like I let her down because of my decision that I had made. So she finally looked up at me, and she was like, Kaylee, I need you to pee on this stick. And I'm just looking like, pee on a stick? Like, what if it gets on my hands? Like, and that's nasty. So I was like, can I have a cup? So she went to go clean the cup out, and she gave it to me. And I peed in the cup, and then she like put it on a stick or whatever, and then she threw the cup away. And she set the thing down, and it didn't even take 3 seconds for them lines to come up. And I went and sat on the stairs, and she was pacing. Like, it seemed like she was pacing through the living room, and she was just going back and forth. And she finally looked up at me at the top of the stairs, and she said, go put your shoes on. And I was like, where am I going? Like, I did not know where I was going because it was getting late at night. And I was just like, where's she taking me? And I was like, I can't be going to get an abortion or something right now. But that's not what I wanted. Even if I was pregnant, like, I'm not getting an abortion. No, I was like, so I'm thinking in my head, like, that's not where we're going. But I still had that in mind because I feel like my mama would do something like that, even though she's not like that. But, you know, everybody got that crazy mama, just deep down inside. So she was like, go put your shoes on. So I get in the car, and she doesn't say nothing to me the whole ride. And I'm paying attention to the roads, and we end up going to my boyfriend's house. And mama knocks on the door, and his mom says, are we pregnant? And she looks at me, and I shrug my shoulders, knowing that I was, but I still didn't want to know, even though she was finna find out, literally. And so she asked my mom told her and stuff, and then we all sat there and we talked about what the options were, and me and my boyfriend, we made that decision that we were gonna keep the baby, and we were gonna take care of it, and we were gonna be parents at 14, 15. Like, that was the decision that we made. And so after we made that whole talk, she still didn't say anything to me. And we finally got back home. And then she looked at me and she was like, Kaylee, I want you to know that I'm always going to be here for you, and I'm going to support you through any of your decisions. But I just want to let you know that it is going to be hard, because there's some things that you cannot do anymore because it's going to reflect on your child. And she was like, I am hurt, and it's gonna be pretty hard for me to get through this because you are the oldest, you are my only girl, and stuff like that. So, and I was so hurt. And we were already at home, and she gave my phone back, and she was like, go put this app on your phone so you know. And so, yeah, I had got my phone from her, and I came up in my room, and I just cried and cried and cried because I was just so hurt. Like, but yeah. So that is my story of being 14 and finding out I was pregnant. So, yes. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned because I have plenty more videos to post for you guys. So, yes. Bye.